I want to give thank you once again to Dundee from the radio show for tapping in and hanging out with us. Now we gonna keep this going like we do about this time. Hey. All right, we're gonna get on. I don't know what we was talking about, but we off that. I think we're still on the Kendrick album in some capacity or whatever.
And we agreed that none of us did our homework.
Let's move on. I did. It wasn't even homework though. It's just, I've been waiting on that. All right, let's move on. Let's see what we got here. What y'all want to get on?
Let's hit it. That the thing we couldn't talk about last week because we weren't here.
Let's go ahead and talk about the great.
That ain't nothing great about him.
Okay.
Nothing great about him.
That's your man.
Let's talk about the late.
Your man.
That's your man.
The legend.
That's your man.
You mean legend to the lames? Like,
hey man, hey look, I don't know how one person that none of you know can get you guys in such a tizzy. I don't know.
Don't do that.
I'm serious. I'm serious.
I'm tired of how you feel about this because you stay saying that.
But
you don't see how real the fuck shit is.
What? I'm living it. What are you talking about?
Are you? Because you just be like.
I just don't know how y'all get all behind. I'm talking about how y'all, like I said, let this dude get you in such a tizzy. I don't know how you react so touchy.
Don't do that.
He's just one person.
He's not just one person.
Yes, he is.
No, okay, so here's the thing for me, okay? Can I only speak for me?
Well, let's tell them what we're talking about because we're just talking about it.
They know what we're talking about.
They know.
The guy who other dudes is getting tattooed on him, like, that's their problem.
Hey, this nigga's just got problems. All right, look. All right, man.
He ain't Tupac.
The self-professed self-help guru. What would you call this dude? What was he?
He's self-professed. Like, he ain't got no degree.
I said self-professed, right?
Right. He got no degree.
The guy,
he divorced.
The guy that was out here giving relationship advice that women were calling and women were hitting up in order to get insulted by, and guys were too. He passed away after having a rendezvous with something that he met doing what he does, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he died single.
I mean, no, I'm saying, did he get fucked to death though? Is that what happened?
I don't know if he got fucked to death, but he died single, and that's how he kept saying black women are gonna die.
You sound triggered. Let's go.
Because whenever you talk about black women, that is triggering.
Hey, no, but she's like, he died single. Y'all had to see her face.
Single and needing a GoFundMe.
He died single. I don't care.
I have some things to say about it. You want to start first, Dad?
Look, I just got something to say to you about you trying to play us. Like, I don't understand why, as you call it, a tizzy. Here's the thing.
He got y'all in the tizzy.
No, because I've been seeing that a lot on social media.
You're not in the tizzy?
It is not. I'm going to clarify.
You're tizzying.
Don't do that. I do not celebrate the death of anybody. But I put him in the category of the many people who died who I just don't care. The things that he said, I don't care if you guys say that he talked down to black men. He never disrespected black men the way he disrespected black women. And it's sickening to me.
I would disagree with that. I've seen him disrespect both.
Can I finish my thought?
Okay, go ahead.
I found it sickening that there were black men.
Said the way.
Okay.
Yeah, that black men were celebrating that shit. The fact that you sitting up here celebrating somebody saying, if you are over the age of 35, you're leftovers, and black men like, yeah. Like, what the fuck kind of shit is that? Like, don't do that.
Hurt people. Okay. We had a little mishap, but we back. So, what were you saying? You were saying that the people, and they listened to him, and I was saying that it's only a select little group of people.
It's not a little group.
At all.
And relatively, it is a little group.
Can I say this before my lovely co-people?
I mean, how big do you think his fan base really is?
Too big. My issue.
Are you serious? All these Alpha Spirit podcasts and Shanni, calm down. Calm down.
No, I'm serious.
Calm down, Shanni.
I just take
Is it more than 40 podcasts based on him?
But I don't think it's just the podcast. It's just even how seeing.
I'm asking how big y'all think the number is.
I don't think it's just the podcast. It's even just the way people even attack when people say, like, you can't say anything now for them to.
I'm not saying he doesn't have a fan base. And some people are just crazy. Some people are just jumping on now because they didn't have no idea what was going on before this.
But I think my issue for me is just the way it's done. Like, I'm not one who doesn't say you cannot have preferences. I think everybody has preferences.
Of course.
But I don't use my preferences to put the next person down. Like, you literally have told women that if you have a kid, you ain't worth shit. If you over a certain age, you ain't worth shit. He literally said, like, your hot years are between, like, 21 and 30, and you better hurry up. And, like, it's like, what the fuck? At that age, I was trying to go to college and better myself. You're telling women that
if they... get a husband. That's what
right, that's what he's saying. He's saying if you make a certain amount of money, because, hell, right about now, excuse me if I'm wrong, damn near all of us is living on our own. So who else gonna pay my bills if I don't get a job that's going to afford me the life I want?
Okay,
that
so
I'm not good enough.
So if you know that, why are you giving credence to what he's talking about?
Because you've now allowed other men to feel like their voices are louder now, to think that this is what you do is put down black women. I got a problem with that, especially when your mom is black.
You shouldn't be putting down black women.
Period.
I agree with that.
That's my thing. No. My thing is, this is not really that small, because if you think about it, we're only 13% of the population, right? And the women still outnumber the men. So it ain't like it's just like all these men, and you're saying it's like 5 men that feel this way. It is enough men for it to be problematic, is what I'm saying.
I feel like if this brought out the men that feel like that, this is a better situation, because now they're straight up vocal. And I don't have to find out years later after I'm in a relationship with them that they feel like this, or that I'm beneath them, or that I'm less than, or that they have these type of feelings toward black women in a whole. You're already showing your light. I know more about you. You're following that. Okay, X you off the list too.
Look,
now I
but you would have never ended up in a relationship with them, because most of them already don't date black women. They're going to already find you problematic.
They
you
do.
Think so? I can't see somebody who has that much disgust for a black woman being with a black woman.
Let me tell you
something. It's not about you being a black woman that had disgust. It's about you being a woman. That the thing is, all the black. That's the shell. What this is about is man, woman, and what he's as far as the dynamic. It's because the conversation is being held with black people. Is why it's a black woman discussion, but he's not like, you know what I'm saying? It's specific.
A lot of his followers have made it known they don't date black women for those reasons.
Let me tell you why this subject upsets me. First of all, I have not seen anybody celebrating his death. So just because I don't feel okay.
Okay, I'm just okay.
I haven't. So just because people do not care, or I have nothing nice to say about him, that does not mean that I'm like, oh, that nigga did. Like, I'm not. Right. I'm not.
They're gaslighting.
Celebrating it.
No, I've definitely seen that.
But a lot of it is still gaslighting, because I think the fact that people are vocal about the fact that he died single, and he died basically needing help from people to be buried. People are like, that's like the pot calling the kettle black. And when you call that out, people are like, oh, you're celebrating his death. No, stop gaslighting.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about actual,
that this was your God.
Yay, the fucking witch is dead type celebration.
But you know what? For some of the people that I saw that had those reactions, their reactions were, the more you looked at it, was the fact that they felt like he was bringing negativity to a community that's already got a lot of divisiveness amongst each other. And that is a problem. If it was, let me put this out here before anybody says that I'm hating. If a woman did the same thing, I would have the same issue with her. I don't believe in that. Like, no.
So the biggest issue that I have is this man, not only was he not practicing what he was preaching, his followers are not practicing what he's preaching. Because
so why is anybody getting any attention? Why is he getting attention, or why are they? If nobody is even following this shit, it's just a bunch of rhetoric in the air at that point.
I'm trying to explain when I say they're not practicing what he preaches. They will listen to the whole, oh, you a leftover, you low value, you a certain age and you ain't got no kids, so something wrong with you, and you this and you that. But they just let the part about a man should be paying for everything. This is the reason why women are not submissive to you, yada, yada, yada. You need to go out there and you should be taking care of a business, all of that stuff. A high value man should have this, that, and that. So they ain't listening to none of that.
So do you agree with him or not?
About what?
I'm asking. I mean, she's saying what they're adhering to versus what they. So if they were doing what he said,
you want to know why I don't agree with him?
I'm
telling you why I don't agree with him. Okay. It would be like me trying to promote fitness and I'm fat. And people listening to me and soaking that shit up and I'm very overweight.
Right.
So him, you died in your apartment in Atlanta. Not a house. You're supposed to be a high value man. You can afford a house in Atlanta, high value man. It's not like having a house in LA where shacks out here is going for $1 million. Right. It was in Atlanta. You could have had a house, but you were subleasing an apartment. You died with a woman that you met the night before. You just paid off your child support a hot second ago. You have 2 failed marriages. You just elevated yourself in your fucking 50s. Mm-hmm. And you have the audacity to fix your lips to speak on who is this and who is that.
That's why
and
I don't
you
know
just
why
was
y'all
getting your
even
shit together
no
in your fucking 50s.
Attention. That's why I don't get it.
I've seen some, because again, it's all about who you follow or whatever. And sometimes I'll listen to some of his clips. So just from perspective and what he's promoting or putting out there. Like he was talking to one of these women and she had like 6 kids and 5 different baby daddies. And he basically said, let me just say, like in any situation, no, that does not make her trash or anything. But what he was saying is you want a man to come in and take care of these 6 kids and be with you. Like, at what point didn't you think, like, he was insulting her, of course, but at what point didn't you think that you may have stopped having babies by different men and so many of them? So, like, my question is, I guess,
some of that shit is problematic, but some of that shit is true.
But
that's where I was going with that. Does that bother you?
Let me tell you why I say that. Because on the flip side, you're not going to tell a man who had no. Hold on.
I just say he be dogging the dudes too. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is, though, let's just say even in this society, right? And I'm not saying you're wrong. Someone will look at a woman who has 6 kids, 5 different daddies, and be like, "You didn't think to stop? And did you really think you was going to bring a man into this situation, right? But a man can have 6 kids, 6 baby mamas, and you ain't going to tell him that he don't deserve to still get a good woman."
All right, now look, I don't follow this shit like this, but I have seen dudes in that situation. He get on them just as bad as the women in that situation.
But I've never seen him degrade them in that way, though.
Look, the way he talks to the niggas is degrading to the niggas. Like, it may not feel degrading to you, but how he's speaking to the dudes, he's speaking dude language, and he's degrading to them too. Like, I hear what you're saying, but I done seen him fucking take niggas out the same way I heard him take women out.
When you heard that, did you see a bunch of women, though, then creating all these spaces to then tear down men to follow? You didn't. There were literally men who, like I said, this is their God.
I'm aware he has a following. That's why he's where he is. He has a following.
To kind of touch on what she said, and it's crazy. I kind of saw this thing where they talked about him even saying him basically
and I'm
putting
not sitting
down
there trying to defend this dude at all.
Him,
I'm just saying I've seen that, and I hear that from one side, but I've seen both.
Right. But what I'm saying is they even said that, and maybe it goes back to that thing you were talking about nagging. I don't know if I'm getting that right. Where he even basically said that he would have more of a come up and more of a following by putting down women than he ever would telling a man something. Because at the same time, and that's where I'm saying the problem is for me. You can say something to a man that I might say, okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense. But I'm not going to put a whole group down.
Man, look, this shit is TV. Essentially, wait. And when the reason I say that is because motherfuckers is polarizing, like they pushing buttons, and y'all let them push the buttons. Like a lot of that is pushing buttons. I don't know what the nigga feels, but we see how he living. Like Shanni said, he ain't moving how he talk, right?
Right.
At all.
Right? The nigga's pushing buttons, and y'all letting him push the buttons.
Because people are eating that shit up and thinking.
And they're addressing people in that manner.
Look, I don't know if y'all know, but all these philosophies and shit that he's getting off and all this alpha male shit, this shit ain't new. This shit been going on. Maybe y'all wasn't exposed to it and it wasn't in your timeline because, dude, this shit ain't new. It's a new nigga doing it. It's what I'm saying and it always had followers and it always had niggas that was that group of niggas. That's new. That's not new.
I didn't start hearing it though.
That's not new.
A few years.
That's what I'm saying is it's not new. And maybe you got to the age range where it start hitting your radar. Because sometimes when we're doing stuff and we're not around stuff, and then we get to them, you be like, was it always like this? Yes, it was always like this, but you hadn't got there yet.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes I just don't like when you try to downplay the shit. Like,
I'm not downplaying. Like, what I'm saying is, you guys are giving that the energy, all the energy.
Like I said, if it's going viral, being disrespectful, then the ones going against it should be just as I ain't gonna never be okay with some shit like that being viral.
And necklaces made
and
with
tattoos.
Like, come on now, stop
it.
Quit fucking with weirdo niggas that get tattoos and niggas on TV on the internet.
Dude, who said we fucking with them? They going viral for that shit. Like she said, it ain't like people going out searching for that shit necessarily. Right. They're not.
Matter of fact,
I don't go out searching for people disrespecting black women. I don't.
Matter of fact, please go get a tattoo of Kevin Samuels. Please go get a necklace. Because if you do decide to come my way and entertain a fat black woman, because some of y'all love to love us in private,
right?
Put me up on game so a bitch can avoid you altogether.
Exactly.
So please go get that shit. Right. I encourage you to.
There you go.
But the whole thing that he's talking about, the energy, I totally get it. And the negging thing, like, that's what things are made up, is perceptions. Like I said earlier offline, like, hey, some of these people out here quitting these jobs and making it seem like they doing it. Now, is that just really for online and they faking and fronting?
Shit is making his channel pop.
Exactly.
All he doing is talking loud, making his channel pop.
Exactly. Just like the same thing with all these people who run their businesses, and they're doing this and selling these courses and right? It's a bunch of them. And they be telling you that, oh, this is my life and I don't work a 9 to 5 anymore. Those same type of like people with the same energy come on those and be like, stop bashing us for working jobs. And then other people be like, don't be hating because you work in a 9 to 5 job type of situation. You're just as valuable as a person who has their own business. So here he is making a lane of his own. You have to remember, even though he's talking shit about the women, you're just as valuable as what you are. Like, you don't have to give the energy to that. That's what I think he's trying to say. Just like to let it go, like get it out of your feed.
I think if block, then it becomes more of a thing to think that type of shit is okay.
I truly
I don't think this man is going to watch.
Hell, but I'm saying in general, I think it has to be.
Yeah, in general, men like him, right? Men like Extendo.
In general,
they
men
not
aren't going to
with
an internet
him.
nigga to go get advice on how to deal with women.
Right.
That's what you okay. So what do you think these people? You think these are real men that are going?
No, they're losers.
I'm not saying that it's not a segment.
Losers.
I didn't say that there is not a segment. I said in general, dudes are not going to dudes on the internet to find out how to do. But there is always going to be that group, and like I was making mention earlier. A few years back, there was a big ass pickup community, and it was all the dudes that couldn't get dates then that were going to these guys that were writing. It was a book called The Game. I think the dude's name was like Neil Strauss or something
like that.
Wrote a book called The Game, right? And it was all these spinoffs and a bunch of shit as a result of that. And it was all kind of every little baby Neil Strauss all over the place because people were able to take these methods, were kind of honestly tried and proven methods as far as just human psychology and dealing with humans, and they were able to put, and it was pretty much in that. It was pretty the same thing. It was low as far as how they would deal with women. Women don't know, you know what I'm saying? As far as negative towards women, it was a perspective, and it was a big thing. All that's this all over again. It's just the same thing.
Hell, it's
always been this community here. It's just that this dude is in this community now.
You could throw
y'all heard of MGTOWs?
Who?
MGTOWs?
No. I'm not gonna lie. I try to avoid all that type of shit if I can.
Have you heard of MGTOWs?
No.
Heard of MGTOWs? You heard of MGTOWs?
I don't know what that is.
Some weirdo shit that pretty much the niggas that end up doing stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? It's a group of niggas. It's a group of not even niggas. It's a group of men that are fed up because of whatever, because they either got rejected and they fucking pussy.
Yeah.
Right? And because, I mean, being rejected is just a part of being a man dealing with women. That's just something that you learn as you grew up. Right? The people that came to their wits' end, women are too much for them, and type bills. So they didn't form their whole little group. That's all. And he didn't got a hold of some fools like that. That's all that's going on.
You can even throw your man Steve Harvey in this mix about writing books and telling men and women what to do and whatever the case may be.
But he was never disrespectful.
No, he wasn't never disrespectful. But he's divorced. He's divorced and got all them other problems that he should not be speaking upon.
And I agree with you, but it's the way you deliver shit.
How he delivered the shit was polarizing because that's what got people on his channel. Women going on his channel to get fucking destroyed. They know what he was gonna do, and they go right on there and get destroyed.
I think Kevin Samuels was hurt.
Definitely.
And he decided to get back at people for how he was hurt because it just, looking at his pictures from when he was younger to a few years ago until the present is like night and day. And I know people change, they look change and stuff, but he was looking a little more
scrunchy
and a little more.
I thought that too. When I first saw him in my news feed from somebody else, I was like, oh, wait.
Different vibes?
So is he, he's giving advice, but
right, and that's typically what I get when I feel like a lot of dudes, and this is just me, a lot of dudes that spit that much vitriol towards women. That's exactly what I be thinking. No doubt. You just don't like women, and just say that shit.
Well, to be honest with you, I think a lot of men don't really like women. Not all, but hold on a second.
More than what we
a lot of men don't really like women. They like pussy.
Wait, I was
gonna say they like something else.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Coming up, dealing with dudes and having friends, right? All my life, there is always a certain dudes that like can't be friends, platonic friends with women. Just cannot do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Of course, women are attractive. You're attracted to women, but cannot do like. Why would you have a conversation with a woman if it's not towards trying to get some pretty much sex, trying to fuck in some kind of capacity? It's always been that group of cats. That's always been there. It's always been there.
Didn't say it wasn't. What I was saying that bothered me was, as people like to keep pointing out, it's the delivery of things. Yes, you can say things. It is. I don't feel like you got to put somebody down to try to elevate yourself. I don't see how you call yourself high value while telling somebody else they're low value. Like, I cannot get with that. And that's the part that bothered me about him and people that are like him. I just don't like people like that.
That's not a high value man, because to be honest with you, if you high value, you wouldn't even waste your time doing
that. Y'all bought into.
I did not buy into that. What I'm saying is it made me sickening because, okay, so let me get on my soapbox. You know how I feel about the Black community. That is something that is deep for me. So when I see cancers like that in our community, that shit pisses me off. And I'm going to get, as you say, triggered, or as you say, getting a tizzy about it every fucking time because it matters to me. So when I sit up here and I'm looking at in my community, and let's just put out numbers. We are already outnumbered when you think about women to men, right? Yes. Then you go into our community and it gets a little bit more trickier. So the number of women go up compared to the number of men that are available. Right. So then when I see my brothers coming at us like that, that just disappoints me to the point that I cannot be silent about that shit. Well, period. Even if you're saying it's just a few. It ain't like we got a lot out there. So that is an issue for me. What I'm just saying is those dudes was an issue already.
None of this. They
weren't available already, like in whatever capacity.
None of this has helped repair the Black family or the Black community.
No.
But that's my point.
None of it.
It's another cancer, and that's a problem for me. That's a problem for me.
So for him to label himself as that, and then, I mean, date who you date. I have no problem with people dating outside of their race, but how are you trying to uplift and rebuild the Black community and you don't date in the Black community?
What are you speaking about? What are you talking about? He uplift? What are you talking about? That's what he's not.
That's what. No, he definitely didn't uplift shit for me, but
I'm asking
him and his followers would say He's trying to rebuild the Black community.
I don't know his follow. That's what I'm saying. I'm not a follower, so you got to give me.
That's what
I don't know. Trying to act naive to what's...
No,
we believe you, but
I
that's
don't
what
know
she's
his
saying.
philosophies like that. I'm not sitting there watching dude, but but like I said,
I don't even need to watch his videos. It's the fucking comments. I can't.
Nigga, that's not what I see in the comments. All I see is toxic shit in the comments. I don't see nothing about building up no families, okay?
But that's what she's saying. Even in some of those, they're trying to say, like, okay, if Black women fix all these things, this don't make the community better.
I just want to know as far as...
that.
Wait, I know that we want to make the community. I just want to know how that relates to him.
You can't have that mindset that he has and that he's pushing and expect that to be helping our community.
Of course.
That's why I'm saying I didn't like him. I'm not celebrating that he's dead. I'm just personally saying gaslight it all you want to. Not talking about you. Talking about people in general that are acting like as Black women we're supposed to be so fucking sad that he's dead. I just don't give a fuck. That is what I'm saying.
Right.
I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to ever give a damn about somebody who is, I feel, a cancer to my community meeting their end. We all got to come to an end sometime anyway. So why am I going to be all sad and going to donate to GoFundMe's for a dude that to me, your motivation
who got GoFundMe's?
He got a fucking GoFundMe. You can't sit up. How you going to talk about being high value and you didn't even value yourself enough to make sure your family can put you away with no problem?
If people want to say rest in peace, may he rest in great value hell. And that's the last thing I'm going to say about it.
Yes, I'm triggered. And I'm in the tizzy because I care about my community that fucking much. And I don't think putting out the negativity like that is going to do anything to ever bridge that. That's what I'm saying. Period. And while you might say that it's a small group, it ain't that many. If you was on this side of the couch as a woman, you would see that. That ain't that many. So everyone counts.
I'm trying to see how much his is up to, but I don't find it yet.
I don't know. They said they put up a GoFundMe. And I think instead of paying for tattoos and shit, you should donate that money
right.
so your little God can get put up in a good way. No, I ain't with it.
That's funny. Okay. Well, I guess we got that out. Yes. Guys.
I'm over it.
All right.
I also think we talked a lot today. And that shit was just draining.
All right. Good.
Nah, because we still now gotta hit the other topic of people fucking shit up.
All right, man. Look, let's get on the Rico shit right quick.
Another fuck up.
Let's get on the Rico. That was a thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna call it your hometown, but your adopted home. It's getting
my second home.
It's getting crazy out there.
Because my hometown is here. This is where I was born.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Your adopted home. It's getting crazy out there. Because before I say what the Young Thug, who is a pretty much big rap pop star at this point, and Gunna, who is another pop star at this point with a really trash song, and others in Young Thug's label / clique were arrested on RICO charges. Sheesh. Which is pretty much reserved for the mafia.
Yep.
It was put in place so that they could get mafia bosses. We know that when RICO cases go down, pretty much it's almost cut, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A closed case. They pretty much have it cut and dry. They have all the info they need usually when they file something like this.
Yeah, no matter what lawyer you got, you going upstate.
Interesting about this is not a federal RICO case.
What? Oh, I thought it was. Oh.
You guys know that?
I didn't know.
I didn't really follow it.
State RICO case.
What?
Yeah, state RICO case. Georgia has they are putting in. Pretty much, they're like going after. They're going after like all the shit they look like they think is something. They're going after it now.
There's a lot of other people they could be going after it. They're going to do that, but I'm just going to put that out there. Go ahead.
Well, this is. I mean, we know about the hip hop police thing that went down in New York. That was going down. But Val, all right, this is the thing. That it was 56 charges for 28 people, right? they're saying Young Thug was like rented a car that was involved in a murder and some other things. It's a bunch of, I don't know, did you see the indictment?
No.
Yeah, I did.
You did? Mm-hmm. All right. It's a whole bunch of names and a whole bunch of charges.
Right.
Right? All right. I look at this a couple of different ways. If it is indeed what it is, right? And it's a lot in there. So it is what it is.
So I have a question because I read a little bit. Right. I didn't go too deep into it. Is it true that some of this had to do with shit that they put in their own songs?
I hadn't gotten into that yet. Like I said, if it is what it is,
my bad.
If it is what it is, you know what I'm saying, and all these, because it's murders and shootings and guns and the whole deal, right? And then just, speaking as an upstanding citizen, right? If all those things are indeed involved, then it is what it is. I don't know. It's a lot of iffy stuff going like around the case and like how it's looking though. It's a lot of iffy stuff. And the fact that they're using like song lyrics as evidence in the case. Go ahead, Taz, what you got?
Here we go again about this generation.
Jesus.
The snitch on yourself generation?
Man. And you know what is so funny? Because I was telling you, I was watching another podcast and Tretch was on it. And that's exactly what he was talking about was the fact that in this generation now, they snitch on themselves quite a bit. Like, they don't just snitch on other people.
Hey, if you didn't post it, it didn't happen.
Right. Like, right. And I tell the kids that all the time and they think I'm just being an old person. But I don't know when it became cool to like tell all your business. Like you don't need somebody else to tell it for you. So I can't really feel bad if you getting caught up because you put yourself out there to try to make yourself look.
All right. The problem that I have with lyrics is their lyrics. Now,
right.
If they took those lyrics and say, okay, now we have information, and now they go out based on that information and they get evidence based on that information, and that's the evidence that's presented as a result of things that they heard through lyrics, that's different, right? Because that's actual evidence. That was pretty much that's pretty much you leading them to evidence. But using the actual lyrics as evidence, nah, I'm not rolling.
Yeah.
But if it turns out to be true, though, like
what I'm saying is, then go do the legwork and go do like.
And I'm pretty sure if they so again,
like I said, if they find evidence based on the information they got from lyrics, that's one thing.
That's what I'm saying.
For them to make lyrics admissible in court as the evidence, nah. I
don't think they're gonna. Well, we already know that the lawyers will end up bringing it up, right? Which I see where you're going with that, and I've always had an issue with that because we know some people have gone down for shit just based on the fact that they rap about certain things. But what I'm saying
Rico
is
crazy. You could just be hanging around and you can get
right. But my issue is if you put it out there for them to actually be able to go find the shit out. That's what I'm saying. Like, when did that become cool? Like,
no, that's your bad. I agree.
I can't really feel too bad for you, I guess is what I'm saying.
You did it.
When you opened the door for them to be able to do something.
If you gave them the keys to the door and say, hey, go in this door, then that's your bad.
And when did that become the thing to do? Did I miss something?
No, it's just that society changed. They partly did it, it was low key. Some of this is crap done on purpose. We're in a surveillance society now. A lot of the surveilling is done we do it ourselves.
This generation has got to get better at moving in silence. I mean, everything about the generation before
it didn't happen if you didn't post it.
And that's what I'm saying. It's okay to go look at in the past and take that one tidbit because that's one thing my mama used to always say. You don't want to get caught in doing some shit, don't do it with nobody. And you definitely didn't, post no shit. Like,
well, man, I mean, I don't know what this is, what it's turned.
Let me tell you.
They've been following these dudes since like 2013, 2012, man. So
wow, that's long
it's
time.
Looking bad for them. I don't know.
If you're gonna do dirt,
I hate to see people go down, but if you did it, you gotta live it.
If you're gonna do dirt, turn off your cell phone. And not only turn it off, leave it somewhere. Don't take it with you. It can still ping even off. Like, people don't know that. No,
they're posting on Instagram.
No, I know. I'm just adding that little extra for the people
how am
who
I
want to be
criminals. She said, move in silence. Leave
how am I going to post on Snapchat with the phone at wherever
at the house,
at?
Right, that's the problem. Like, this generation is so different. They are. Like, what was I? It was something I was, okay, don't get mad at me. But it kind of ties in when I say the doing shit and not posting everything, right? There's a show that I'm like obsessed with now, right? And that was the thing that the guy had an issue with the chick, was that he was like, every time we do something, like, you gotta, like, you said you was doing this makeup dinner for me to be all nice, and then you gotta post the shit. Like, everything ain't got to be for likes and follows, you know? And I think that's where
they done
fucked up.
No, that's where they fucked up. They definitely working for likes and follows.
Yep.
They definitely working for likes and follows. And clout and attention and all of that shit.
And that's why a lot of their asses is getting caught now.
Hey,
and you can't even feel bad.
Like I said, bring back Studio Gangsters. Studio Gangsters just rapped about shit, and they had like the gangsters behind them, like they backed them up. You know what I'm saying? They backed them up, but it was different. You know what I mean? Like, Studio Gangsters was much better.
Very much so. No, you're right. You're right.
I think because they didn't get into the shenanigans. It's another rest in peace to Lil Keed, and it wasn't like violence that got him. I think it was some medical thing.
Yeah.
And he's a YSL dude, so I just want to say rest in peace to him right quick. While we were talking about this, it popped into my head. I don't even know who he is, but it kept coming. It came all across my feed, and he's tied to this.
Yeah.
Okay.